In 1978, in northern Tanzania, paleoanthropologist Mary Leakey and her team was excavating a layer of volcanic ash at a site called Laetoli. Buried under 3.66 million years of rock and sediment, they found a trail of footprints. Two individuals, walking side by side, heel strike, weight transfer, toe push-off, a gait that looked almost identical to yours. But those prints were made millions of years before the first stone tool. Walking upright came first, and it came alone. So why would anyone give up speed and four legs on the African savanna for something as slow and unstable as standing up? The obvious answer is tools. Free the hands, start making weapons. But the earliest stone tools at Lomekwi don't appear until around 3.3 million years ago, and most not until 2.6 million years ago. Those two individuals at Laetoli were walking upright, exposed, and slow with nothing in their hands. They had been doing it for millions of years already. Something else made it worth the trade. In 2007, David Raiklin at the University of Arizona, along with Michael Sokol and Herman Poncer, put chimpanzees on treadmills. They measured the metabolic cost of chimps walking on four legs versus humans walking on two. The gap was enormous. Humans used roughly 75% less energy walking upright than chimps did knuckle walking the same distance. Across a full day of foraging over open ground, that kind of gap decides whether you eat or you starve. And the body pulled it off with engineering that would make any architect jealous. Your foot has a longitudinal arch, a curved structure running along the sole, and it works like a spring. When your weight compresses it, it stores energy. When you push off, it snaps back and releases it. A 1987 study by R.F. Kerr and colleagues estimated that this mechanism alone recycles up to 17% of the mechanical energy of each running stride. Your muscles don't even have to work for it. The arch does it on its own, every single step. Physiologist Peter Wheeler calculated that standing upright in the midday sun reduces direct solar exposure by roughly 2/3. A four-legged animal bakes its entire back under the sun. A biped catches rays across the top of the head and shoulders, and that's about it. Less overheating, less water lost to sweating, and more hours available to forage while every other animal is stuck panting in the shade. Walking upright saved calories, and it let our ancestors own the hottest part of the day when their competition couldn't move. But saving energy is a defense. It does not explain how a slow, clawless biped became the most dangerous predator on the African plains. In 2004, Harvard paleoanthropologist Daniel Lieberman and biologist Dennis Bramble published a paper in Nature that identified 26 anatomical features in the human body that serve no purpose for walking. They only make sense for running long distances. Spring-loaded arches, a massive Achilles tendon that chimps barely have, short toes for stability, a nuchal ligament connecting the skull to the spine to keep the head from bobbing. And then there's the largest muscle in the human body, the gluteus maximus, which barely activates when you walk but fires hard the moment you start to run. Your body was built to chase things down until they collapsed. In the early 1990s, South African biologist Louis Liebenberg traveled to the central Kalahari to live with sand bushmen. He became one of the only outsiders in recorded history to witness a persistence hunt. 4 hunters spotted a kudu, a fast, muscular antelope, and they chased it on foot in 40 degrees Celsius heat for over 2 hours. The kudu was faster in every sprint, but it could not sweat. It cooled itself by panting, and panting requires standing still. Every time the kudu stopped to catch its breath, the hunters closed the gap. Every time it bolted, it overheated a little more. After 2 hours, it could not run anymore. A hunter walked up to it and killed it with a spear. When Liebenberg asked the sand bushmen why no anthropologist had documented persistence hunting in over 50 years of intensive study, their reply was too funny and too simple. Nobody had ever bothered to ask. You know the restlessness that builds when you have been sitting at a desk for hours, and the deep relief that comes from finally standing up and walking somewhere. Your legs start moving before your brain even picks a direction. That restlessness is 6 million years of bipedal wiring, still running inside you, reminding you that you were built to cover ground. The chair showed up about 5,000 years ago. Your legs have been walking for 6 million. That's all for today. Every video on this channel is about how ancient humans actually survived. Subscribe and hit the bell. The next one's already on its way.